Oh, and thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If you're returning, welcome back. So we're going to start off with the channel message for today is this is the work. So what is this, right? What is this for you? What is the work, right? Sometimes we think the work is going to work, coming home and doing it, but the work is really the internal work. So here we're going to take a quick look at what archetype is coming up for you and what's being asked of you in terms of work. So we have the networker. Oh, we had a bunch of cards just go flying out. So it says, enhances unity through sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Now, the shadow aspect of this is conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. It's not coming in that way. It's not coming in, it's coming in the upright position. So that may be a tendency that you need to just keep an eye out for. But the idea is you need to network. This is about opening yourself up, connecting with others, and working within that light. So if you've been closed off, you've been isolated, maybe your kids are home for the summer and you've been spending a lot of time with them. Maybe you've been in a career or a job and your side projects or the things that you really love doing are not, coming out the way that you want to, or you're not investing enough time and energy in that. But this is telling you to open up to new information, to share your information, share who you are, connect with others. At the bottom of the deck, we have the student, and the student comes in. These are both upright positions, so I'm just going to read them as such. It says humility and devotion to knowledge, openness, and lifelong learning. The shadow attribute is arrogance in pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So we want to look at those light attributes, okay? So the networker, this is a student. Maybe you're like, I don't really know how to connect to people or do, certain things that I want to be doing. I'm really become a student in that. Allow yourself to do some research. Nowadays, there's so much knowledge and information out there that there's really no excuse. You can figure out how to change your oil. Things are just, it's so easy to get information and knowledge. So maybe it's becoming a student. And so then that way we're not like waiting around or making excuses as to why we're not doing the work, whatever that work may be for you. And we're going to pull a couple of these archetype cards. The first one out is the womb. So the womb is kind of coming in for me with the same energy as, planting a seed, being fertile, being open to something new growing and taking space. There is a protective energy around this. So it is kind of the idea of asking, the triangle is about support. It's about having kind of that fertile energy that would come from the student, that would come from being open to new things, coming through with that. We're going to pull another one. I went to pull it and it slid right back into the deck. So I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I'm like, does anything else want to come out? Because everything I'm pulling is like sliding back into the deck, or it feels like it's stuck. Okay. So then we have the seed, which is beautiful because it's this kind of energetic of like when we're networking, we do need other people, right? It's this idea of like, we're not asexual. You can't get yourself pregnant, right? It's this idea of like, the symbiosis of these sort of things, right? You need the teacher and the student. You need the womb and the seed, right? Is the idea of like the seed needs to be planted into a fertile soil in order for it to grow. We kind of have to become childlike and be open to new information and knowledge and connecting with new people in order to move forward. This is coming through as like, this is your work. This is the work here. Now, this is at the bottom of the deck and it's self. So we want to orient the work towards self, meaning that see how we have a pearl in each one of these? It's creating this beautiful little triad here about planting seeds that are going to help you to grow and you generate. Sometimes what happens is we're in a space of like always helping others. We're always helping others. We're always, doing this. And some of it's like come inward, come internal. Focus on the seed that you're planting. Now know that like you can plant a number of different seeds. Like you can plant, flowers, you can plant, pollinators, you can plant, fruits and nuts, and you can plant all kinds of different things. So what kind of seed are you planting? Is the soil fertile? Is your mindset in the right space? And is this something that's going to feed your heart? See how the pearl is in the heart center here? So this is something to think about, and we're talking about this is the work. This is the work that we're doing right now, okay? The next card out. Can't make this stuff up, guys. The inner work. God brings me ideal situations for my inner being as I become aware of my weaknesses. I turn them into strengths. I direct my thoughts towards the light, and I see the positive side of every stage of my life. Darkness turns into courage. Thus, I get stronger. See what a beautiful message that is? I love that. Okay, let's see what else is coming up. Next, we have balance. So see how like this whole reading has this beautiful balance, this symbiosis energy here. I just love that. And so it's being depicted here again. It says, I find balance between each sphere of my life. I am the master of my daily life. I make time to nourish the spiritual and physical. I bring love to my world by fulfilling the needs of my body and my soul. See how beautiful this is? I love it. That's a very beautiful message coming through for you guys today. All right, let's pull a couple more cards. This one came flying out. It says romantic love. It says the frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of the conscious lover. So this is beautiful because I was speaking in another reading about how sometimes our work is like it seduces us. It pulls us in, right? Like there is an energetic here. We have the womb and the seed. We have the self, right? So there's a balance between that. The self needs to understand what it wants in order to plant the proper seed, but we also need to have the proper soil. We need to have the correct environment for that to grow. This romantic love energy is coming in because love is kind of the magic, right? Love is the magic that brings the seed, the seed and the womb into one, right? Like, how do we create this balance here with, self, partner, the balance here? It's like there's a magic, I'm saying magic, but what I mean is like a magnetic energy, right? There's this magnetic energy that kind of pulls things together. And I feel like that's the vibration of love coming in. This is a romantic love. So this is not just like your love for animals or your love for your family, or, this is a love that, can create new beings, right? When romantic love is used in the correct context, two become one, right? Two become one, and that's kind of the vibration that we're seeing here. And then we have soul time. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So this is the idea too, is like, why are we here? What is the work that needs to be done at this time? And then how do we go about that process? What is the seed? The seed is here, right? It starts with the self. And then it goes into like, where can I plant that? And this is something as simple as like, I have a passion for working with children. I have a passion for music. I have a passion for visual art. Like whatever it is, this was my purpose. This is my path. This is what, the universe and God created me for. Now, where do I plant that seed? The networking is kind of like, if you, let's say you're this amazing musician and you go to a place to play music that nobody's interested. Like, how is that going to feed this student energy that's going to help you to grow, that's going to help you to, or this fertile energy? You have to kind of put yourself in the right place at the right time kind of thing. And you have to align with an energy that is going to help that grow. There's a passion that goes along with it. There's a pull and a magnetic that goes along with that. And so, but there's a balance there. And this is the inner work that we're talking about. So we have the passion, we plant the seed. Where do we plant the seed? Once we plant the seed, it's a matter of balancing things, doing the internal work so that it can grow, because that's what happens, right? We don't see the plant, until it sprouts, till it breaks through. Otherwise, it's like an internal process that's taking place, right? So whatever it is that you're doing, you want to be first come in with this vibration, network, put yourself out there, see who matches you and resonates with what it is that you're trying to offer. Be a student about it. Be ready to learn. Be open to people coming in and helping you and assisting you. When you're a student, you're kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here and I'm ready to learn. And then it opens you up to understanding yourself, cultivating yourself. And then that shoots out into the seed that you want to be planting. what it is you want to grow, where you want to grow, who are these people that are going to assist you, the inner work, finding that balance. I also feel strongly that this romantic love coming in with inner work in the womb can also be, some of your work could be connected to a relationship. It could be connected to a partner. This could be very much about your career. This could very much be about a love relationship. It depends on what your work is. What is this for you? What this is your work? What is it? Is it internal work? Is it emotional work? Is it mental work? Is it work in relationships? Is it finances? Is it putting yourself out there? These are the questions that Spirit is begging you to ask so that you can kind of use this, let's say, model here and the understanding that's coming from these concepts to start to cultivate that and to really start to grow into it. Because as you can see, there is a seed in these, right? But then we see blooming with soul time and we see blooming with romantic love. And there's kind of this bursting out energy happening in these supporting, clarifying cards. So this has been your message. If this resonates with you, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a reading. And then if you would like to book a personal reading, just check out the description box below. There's lots of offerings that I have. It's 11:11 on the timer. Thank you guys so much for your time and energy. I hope that this helps support you in your healing process and in your soul process and what it is that you're trying to cultivate here. Thank you so much for your time and energy. Many blessings. I hope to see you in the next one.